11 after 9 o'clock, it is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Good morning to you. Glad that you're with us here today as we talk about AARP in Indiana. And our conversation with Linda and Don brought to you today by Marcus and Mack, voted Best Law Firm and Best Personal Injury Lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Linda Gibson, Don George with us. Don is the outgoing president of AARP in Indiana. It's a presidential election day. It's not on the ballot, is it, Linda?
No.
Okay.
Vote.
You did vote. You voted already, Don.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Where do you vote? What's your
Center.
precinct? Center Township.
Center Township.
Yeah. Did you have a turnout there today already?
Yeah, I was the third.
You were the third guy.
Yeah. Must have been 30 of them.
Oh, yeah? Already there?
Yeah.
Well, terrific. That will be a big turnout today. We got the weather for Election Day. But Linda, it's a long history of AARP in Indiana, and Dawn is the outgoing president. You actually had a list there, didn't you, of past presidents?
Yes, we are very proud of the fact that even though we have had 48 years of AARP Evergreen Chapter 2581, our first president, Arnie Habercorn, is still a member.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Arnie and Judy Habercorn.
Wow. Wait a second. 48 years?
Well, he actually was the
first
president in
president?
1978.
1978.
Yes,
So
but we believe that our chapter was actually incorporated in 1976.
Nice. So, Don, as the president, you've been president for how long?
Eternity.
Did you say eternally?
Yeah. I've been president 6 times out of the last 8 years.
Six. Yeah. Nice. So for folks who don't know, what does that job entail? It's not really a job, but what does the position entail? What do you do?
Well, basically, I have to coordinate all the actions of our chapter and the various officers, coordinate with them. One of the things that we do or try to do as a AARP chapter is to serve the community service events. We do have one coming up here on this Monday, December the 2nd. We're going to be ringing the bell for the Salvation Army out at the Giant Eagle on the pharmacy side from 10 to 5.
Yeah. Well, that's that's the sort of thing that we think of for AARP. The things that they do, they're social occasions, but they're also service oriented. And in this case, you point toward the Salvation Army, but AARP's been involved in many different charitable organizations down through the years, haven't you?
That's for sure.
Yeah. Linda, what's going on here with once Don is no longer president, since it says he's the outgoing president, then what happens?
Well, we do have a meeting coming up on Tuesday, the 19th of November, at which the election of officers will take place. We do have a president slotted in that slot that could be elected in, but we do have 2 vacancies that are very concerning to us, the vice presidency and the treasurer. I'm the secretary, and I also do the newsletter, so I would be serving them. So if you decide that you want to become our vice president or our treasurer between now and the 19th of November, please let us know. Please get in contact with Don or with me at 724-422-5852. I'm a part of the nominating committee. Of course, Don, as the president, is not. But the vice presidency is really cool. In the AARP, the vice presidency is the one who will succeed and become the president the following year, so that's important to note. But also, they are the person who goes out and finds the topics that the speakers will speak about to our meetings. We have 8 meetings throughout the year, and they will be topic-oriented. We try and follow along the lines of AARP's national topics. So, of course, in the past, we have had Byron Stouffer come in and talk about what's going on with Carriage House and Essex House. That's affordable senior housing. That's very important to seniors right now. We had Larry Catless come in with an unbiased and completely, shall I say, non-political and apolitical version of what you can do with your money. How can you save to make sure that you don't end up in a place that you don't want to be in the long term financially. That's extremely important to seniors, of course.
And he's a pro. He knows his stuff.
Exactly. He knows it up one side and down the other. We bring in local people who are going to talk about national topics and how they pertain to us. So Mr. Sucharali from PennDOT, we would like him to come in and talk about transportation. We've already had Ryan come in from Ryan Schaefer come in from White Township Complex and the developments that are taking place that are specific to seniors. So what we do is we look at the topics that AARP cares about, but then we bring them in on a local basis. So on this Tuesday, November 19th, it'll be extremely important that the person who is, saying, oh yeah, I think I want to help you, go and find these speakers. The last one that we're going to have in December is going to be about solar.
Okay.
Solar on a widespread basis and also on a residential basis. Something different.
Which is something Center Township was talking about last night.
Exactly. Yeah. So things that are taking place on a national basis that AARP pays attention to, energy, then we bring in a speaker that talks about it right here in Indiana County.
That will be Vesper Energy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the name of the company?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's on December 10th, which is a week earlier than we usually have our meetings because of Christmas.
Being December.
Right. So, but as far as a vice president is concerned, who wouldn't want to go out there and figure out who would like to speak to the AARP local chapter? Because then we turn around and, of course, we have our internal newsletter and a little newsletter that we also drop off at different coffee places throughout the county, and let them know a little bit more about that particular topic.
Yeah.
Of course, we've had several service organizations come in and talk to us as well. Just last month, we had Doug Hilliard from Ramps of Hope to come in and tell the seniors about that opportunity. We've had the county organizations that help the seniors talk about specific things that they can do or be counseled with so that they can deal with things that come up.
Yeah, well, there are plenty of topics that only seniors would know need to be addressed on behalf of seniors. So Ramps of Hope is a perfect example of that. There are many folks probably who recognize the need for a ramp or some other way of becoming and staying in your home, and a ramp certainly is a part of that equation. But only a senior would know that, or the children of a senior.
Right.
So being able to address that from that angle is really important.
Right. And of course, we've had ICAP, and it's not just a food bank. They do other things too. And we were informed about that as well. We had the bus company.
Oh, Indigo
come in and talk to us about, once you get older and you lose that mobility and not having a car, it's important to know that there is some services available.
Yeah, yeah. And seniors are able, and AARP is also an advocacy group, seniors are able to tell agencies which provide services, okay, this is how you can better serve us, or this is how we can help you understand what the issues are that we're going through. And in that advocacy, there's an opportunity for improved service.
AARP and Aging Services has a very good relationship with each other. We collaborate on a number of different things. Aging Services' recent 10-year plan for aging, for example, was actually part of the script that was created by the Department of Aging and also AARP. They had all of the documentation, all of the publications. That's what they handed out. And, together we had a number of public participation panel sessions in order to try and help form that document. So AARP, I think, right now is probably more relevant and more important than ever before because of our shifting demographic.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that instead of seeing AARP flag right now, it should really be, burgeoning more than anything else. We've got a greater number of people to pull from, but just like every other organization, a lot of organizations are finding people are busy. They're very, very busy. And we would normally have our meetings at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That's our 1 o'clock speaker series. For example, on November 19th, that Tuesday, it'll be 1 o'clock in the community room of the Indiana Mall. Handicap accessibility, wonderful community service by the Indiana Mall to allow nonprofit organizations to be in there. And not everybody can attend. So that will be part of our challenge for 2025 is how do we set up our meetings so that more people can attend? Because AARP recognizes that AARP, even though it stood originally for American Association of Retired Persons, a lot of them are still working.
Sure.
They either have full-time jobs, part-time jobs, or they are volunteering like crazy in their own community and within their own family. So we're trying to come up with times that will be accessible to everybody.
Yeah, there are plenty of people that quit their work career and they're busier than ever.
Sherry Ranowski, the mall manager, bent over backwards to provide us with a place to meet.
Yeah.
And it's really helped us. We're able to use the community room for free. That way we don't have the drain on our financial
Yeah.
as we had before when we were with the VFW many years ago. Of course, we're a much larger organization.
Yeah. Well, it's a great organization doing good work on behalf of a lot of people, and so whatever advantages you can find, you need to use. And so again, this meeting coming up is on November what date?
It's Tuesday, the 19th of November.
Okay.
And we do have a president to fill in that next slot.
Okay.
But what we're looking for is the vice president who would help us decide the programs that we will have for the following year, and also the treasurer, because I wanted to point out Ramps of Hope. Two of the biggest participants in Ramps of Hope have been Don George, our president, and Mark Griffith, our treasurer. So that's why they're stepping down. They're becoming so involved in that organization. It's very, very difficult to hold so many hats.
Sure. You need a bigger head, Don. That's what it is.
Yeah, right. Now, on November 19th, after the membership meeting, we're going to have a little fun. Those that stay afterwards, we're going to have a unique experience of having a trivia team competition.
Uh-oh.
Yes, going to have some light refreshments in between, and we'll be talking, going back and asking the team members questions such as the makeup of Indiana County, knowing the leadership, knowing the history of it, the people that served in it, and other things. And then we'll be getting into talking about rock and roll, 1950s, 60s, and 70s.
There you go. Gonna have some fun time too then.
Right.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to think about those things and communicate with their team members to answer the questions. And it's fun to compete, and at the same time you're able to reach back and, hey, I remember when I was in high school.
There's a lot of knowledge floating around out there. I don't remember when I was in high school, Don, but that's a whole nother story. November 19th, anybody can come.
Yes.
All right.
It is open to the public.
1 o'clock?
And refreshments will be served. 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. There you go.
Indiana Mall Community Room.
Hey, thanks.
Right next to K Jewelers.
There you go. Thanks both for coming in.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Boomer Sports next, brought to you by S&T Bank, People Forward Banking.